It's always a funny question to answer this. So I actually don't think you need that much for weaning. And I kind of always say to people, get the basics. So get a high chair, get, you know, some good spoons, definitely get some good bibs. So I always say long sleeved bibs, don't mess around with one that comes to here. They're going to just, it'll go everywhere. Long sleeved bibs, one that tie up at the neck, are really good. You can get a load, just chuck them in the washing machine every time you use them. But beyond that, yes, there are loads of things that you can buy that kind of steam and puree and all these things. But I always say, start your weaning journey first, even though it doesn't feel that practical, because you can be, if you've got a normal blender, or you can be pushing stuff through a sieve or whatever it is that you're going to do. The reason I say that is because you don't know until you get started whether your baby is going to even want to eat purees. If they don't want to be spoon-fed, yes, of course, you can be spreading them onto finger foods, etc. But until you kind of really know how it's going to go, you don't necessarily need all the stuff that you're being told that you need. And so you could go and spend hundreds of pounds on all this stuff, and then your baby just doesn't want to be spoon-fed, doesn't want those, wants to just feed finger foods, and then essentially you don't really need a lot of it. So yes, there's lots of equipment that can be super, super useful. There's none that I am particularly like, oh, you've got to have that. Even with things like blenders, if you've got your own blender or you've got something like a bullet, if you do them in slightly bigger portions, that's going to do exactly the same job. You don't need a specific baby one. And just remember that if you are taking the puree route, we would say that you absolutely should have moved on from purees onto kind of mashed, minced, chopped foods. You should have moved on from purees by the time your baby is about 9 months old. In reality, a lot of babies are ready quite a bit before that. And if you've waited until your baby is ready at 6 months, for a lot of families, you can just go straight on to mashed foods. So you might find that you're not even really getting use out of stuff like those expensive blenders and steamers, etc. So, yeah, I would get started, see what you need, and then go and buy stuff as you need if it's practical. But then I kind of live my life a little bit like that. So if you're someone that likes to be super organised, then you may not find that the best route.